a nice way to start with a smile and a bit of a chuckle. And who doesn't love to, to watch the little dog videos? Although I did get a note. I guess I have to do some cat videos because I was told that I'm very unfair to the cat lovers in the group. Okay, here we go. Okay. Try not to ding everybody's ears. So, good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Rotary Club of Barrie. Things go better when you are here. A special welcome to visiting guests and any visiting Rotarians that are here. Love having you, so please come back as often as you can. If you'll all stand and lift your camera up a little bit, would be greatly appreciated, and we'll get our meeting started. For good food, for good friends, and for the opportunity to provide service above self through Rotary, we are thankful. Toast to the Queen. Okay. Toast to the Queen. An introduction of guests, and if we have any visiting Rotarians, Betty Ann.
Well, President Deb and fellow Rotarians, I have not seen any guests on here yet today. So I guess it's just all family today. So welcome, everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. And yeah, kind of the first time we're going to have you do all the announcements and nothing. So please, just a note, reach out, have some friends, want to know a little bit about Rotary. It's a pretty easy way to click on and share. So we can have, I think, 100 people on. So don't be shy bringing family or friends on. Let's see, our Beacon editor this week is Scott Elliott. Thank you so much for stepping up last minute. He's filling in for Brandon Elliott, and Brandon is going off to, I guess, get his shoulder fixed. So please send some warm hugs to Brandon, because I guess after having the mullet, he hurt his shoulder. And many thanks to Sue Croft for the Beacon last week. We do have a very special video to show you. So, Dave, do you want to take it away?
So today I would like to introduce Taylor Curry to the club. Taylor has lived in the Barrie community his entire life. In the past, he's lived with his mom, his dad, as well as his sister, Lindsay. Taylor grew up in Barrie, went to the School of North, his high school, for 4 years. And after high school, he went to Wilfrid Laurier for his Bachelor's of Business Administration degree, which he completed in 4 years. Currently, Taylor is working for the family business at Curry Truck Center. He's held several different positions within the company, and then currently holds the sales manager role where he oversees over 5 different locations, which is awesome. I'd like to welcome Taylor into our group. He's going to be an excellent addition. So whenever you see him, either virtually or in person, make sure you welcome him. Thank you.
Trevor, would you kindly bring up your newest addition to our club to the front? All right. Affixed to the lapels of men and women around the world is a wheel with 6 spokes, 24 cogs, and a keyway. And it identifies the individual as a Rotarian, one of over 1.2 million in 2,500 clubs in 175 countries of the world, joining hands in service to make the world a better place. Today, Taylor, it is my pleasure to honor and welcome you into Rotary. Your acceptance is because the members of this club feel that you're a person of high principle, a leader in your profession, and are anxious to offer greater service to your fellow man. Our club's strength lies in its strict adherence to the rules involved in attendance, membership, classification, and club's customs. And you have committed yourself to them in your most recent fireside chat. Well, Rotary membership is an honor and a privilege. It involves corresponding duties and responsibilities. Membership in Rotary means involvement, fellowship, and service. Starting today, you will be someone who stands for the timeless principles expressed in the 4-way test, the object of Rotary, and our motto, service above self. You should attend as many regular meetings as possible, and if you're not able to attend, make up at another club, setting as your goal perfect attendance. Taylor, you will hold the classification of manager of commercial truck sales. To ease you into the fellowship of the club, President Deb has assigned you to the Sergeant at Arms Committee, which is the same committee as your mentor, Trevor. Shortly, you will be asked to join the Passport program, where you will have the opportunity to attend meetings of each of the committees of our club so that you can learn more about the work of the club and our members in a more informal setting. One of the great privileges of Rotary is fellowship, whether it be in the levity of our weekly meetings or in the deeper friendships that evolve. This community will get to judge and know you through Rotary and in your embodiment in character and service. And we accept you, Taylor, as a member because we believe our principles and organization are safe in your keeping. I would now ask your mentor to pin on your name badge or your pin, your Rotary pin, and I would ask that you wear it daily with pride. Okay, and this is your plaques, the 2 plaques, the object of Rotary and the 4-way test that are to be held in your place of work. And I think you learned a lot about these things in our fireside, and so I give you that and the object of Rotary. And also, one very important document is our club membership. And it's got the name and picture of every member in our club, along with their phone numbers and contact information. So we'll give you that.
Thank you.
Now, Trevor, yeah, where am I? Taylor, sorry. Trevor and Taylor is tough.
Should have picked somebody else.
And I hope that your joining Rotary today will be like it has been for many people in our club, a major turning point in your life. Now, if you would like, you can turn around and face the club and say a few words.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone and look forward to meeting you all in person one day, and look forward to helping the community.
Wonder, actually, if we can all come off mute.
Welcome, Taylor.
Welcome, Taylor.
Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you.
Taylor, welcome.
Is that Taylor?
Trevor, you're all right too.
Good stuff.
Welcome, and look forward to, it was nice. I actually got to meet him in person. Seems like a great guy, so can't wait for when we can all get together again and get to know you a little more.
Keep on trucking, Taylor.
So yes, welcome. Glad you're joining us.
Taylor, if you want to copy that video, just drop me an email and I'll send it over to you.
Sounds good, dude.
Taylor, where are my Freightliners?
I think they're at Samard.
So, okay, well, we've got lots of announcements. We'll start off with Jason. Where is Jason?
I'm here.
There you go.
Were you going to put up the poster? Did you say, Deb? I thought...
Jeff should have that. There he goes.
So, yeah. Oh, that's not it.
Wasn't it?
I can just talk about it.
There you go.
There we go. Oh, so yeah, welcome, Taylor. I'll say that to you right now before I get going. But President Deb, fellow Rotarians, visitors, yeah, I have a bit of an announcement for our young Rotarians out there that are trying to keep their club alive. It is live. They're doing fundraising and they're raising lots of money. If you remember, they were the folks that had the candy jars for Christmas. And so a great addition to our Rotary family. And so, as I mentioned in the email that everybody would have got is, the thing about the Interact is they have a lot of turnover in their membership because it's only to 18. People get older, they leave. People like my son, who is currently the president of the club, is leaving next year to go to university. So they have a lot of turnover. So they need to constantly look for new people to join and push this club forward and give and continue to give back to the community. So their initiative now is to recruit. They have a virtual open house tonight of all nights. I know I got this out a bit late, but tonight at 6 p.m. It's online, so send anybody this flyer. It's not just about Interact. It's also promoting other clubs out there like Girl Guides, Shack's World, Barrie Sea Cadets. We know Shack's World. She came and spoke to us. Scouts Canada. So it's just a place for even parents to come and your children to come and see about opportunities to be more involved in your community. So yeah, pass this along. The club, Interact, really needs some new people, some new energy. And if you have any questions, I do have an email, and I'll put it in the beacon to contact Rotary Interact directly. So that's it. Thanks for listening.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, now I had my choice to call on Rory or David. So David, we never hear him talk, so I'm going to call on David.
Sure. Thanks, President Deb. So this is just a quick update from the Fun Run Committee. Just to update you on where we're at, Ian has been working really hard on the website. That should be up and running shortly. I know Rory and Jeff have been working hard on sponsorship. They've reached out to many, if not all, of last year's sponsors. I'm not sure if they've heard back from everybody. So if you haven't responded to Rory or Jeff, I'd ask you to do that and just let us know if you're able to sponsor again this year. We'd really appreciate that. Also, just to mark the date in your calendar, it's May 22nd to 30th. There's 5K walk, 5K run, and 10K run options. So it's time to start training. I have a friend who runs a Couch to 5K clinic who has offered to, it's a virtual clinic. Anybody who wants to sign up for that, it's free. We'll be sending out a post about that shortly. And you can also watch for some fun promotional videos, which will be coming out soon that you can share on social media. So that's the update.
Thank you. Okay, somebody from SAA on the golf.
Thanks, President Deb. Just a reminder, May 27 will be the our Rotary Golf Day. You will get details out as soon as we've got them, as far as booking tee-offs and what would be included if you want to join a meal option. So watch for that. But in the meantime, go ahead and mark your calendars. Thanks.
Darren.
Thanks, President Deb. Yeah, I had the pleasure last week to announce or do the first announcement for the Spring Tonic drive-through. The Ontario government put a big dent into our plan this week, or today, or will be today, I guess, at 1:30. They're doing a shutdown. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to push the date back 2 weeks. So we're going to go from April 24th to May 8th. And I appreciate all the great participation that we had with regards to the duty roster. We did fill up within 1 day of the announcement. So that's awesome. And if anybody can't make, that's on the duty roster, can't make the May 8th date, please let Michael Collier know, and we'll get you swapped out. But again, thanks for everyone and your support. It's looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be a nice thing to come out of lockdown with.
Oh, thank you, Darren. I know everybody just loves to volunteer for the Spring Tonic. That's a real popular one. So you might want to hop on there real quick and get some experience that way. Jody, you've got an announcement. Incoming President Jody.
Thanks, President Deb, and a perfect spot here following some amazing projects that are happening now and events. And my message is a little further down the road, but I think we've announced that Carrie Thornton has stepped up to take over our auction. And in spite of, as Darren said, the message that's probably coming later today, we've adapted as a club and we're moving forward. And this is what we do. We change, we adapt, and we're still fundraising. We're still supporting our community. And that is, it's always been critical and it's more critical than ever. So my message today is, one, to thank Carrie for that, but also two, to reach out to the club. I know some of you have been asked by Carrie, and I'm just putting an extra push out for members of the club. If you're able to contribute some time to this event, Carrie has some fantastic plans and new ideas. And like everything, we need new energies and new thoughts. So if you're able to step up and participate, not just in the auction, but any of these events, and the sign up for Darren's event, David with our fun run, this is what we need to do. We need to get involved. We need to be connected and participate more than ever. So an early push. Fun auction's going to happen, COVID or no COVID, wherever we are in November. So just a push to, if you can get involved, we'd love to have your help. Thank you. Thanks, President Deb.
Yeah, thank you, incoming Jody. And just to support that, time goes really quick. And certainly with our fundraising, whatever we can do, the auction is a great way to be a big fundraiser for us. So, but we do need everybody to participate. So Chris, you've got some good news.
Yep, thanks, President Deb.
Oh, where'd you go?
Sorry about that. Jeff, do you have the picture by chance? There we go. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, President Deb. I have an announcement on behalf of the Community Service Committee with regard to our gift card project. At our last meeting, we were trying to identify some people that maybe aren't getting the attention and support that they need. And we identified people in the personal service and restaurant business and some other businesses. So we decided for these people, we'd buy them a bunch of gift cards. We bought them $50 gift cards, as you can see. We had $3,500 remaining in our COVID funds, and we decided to use that all for this cause. So we went to Joe at No Frills. We bought 70 gift cards. Joe was nice enough to give us another 7 for free. And we ended up raising another $700 from the club. So another 14 cards there. We had a total of 91 cards. So just fantastic. It was a real team effort putting this together. It started with the Community Service Committee who kicked it off, but the members from there, Bernie Still, Bud Gooderham, and Dave Thompson are really the ones that took the lead on this. PR really helped out too. They're the ones that provided the envelopes. Alan Mallory and Mark Adams worked with John Martin in getting us these envelopes. There was a lot of help with distribution. Chuck Bolt, Dave Tish, Dean Bell, Eric Dean, Catherine Elphick, Marshall Green, Paul Marley, Louise Jones, and Wayne Dennis. Thanks to all them. And yeah, we got out these cards to a whole bunch of businesses, and it wasn't so much for the business, but it was for the employees working for those businesses. So I'll give you the list now. We've got Wildwood Catering, Best Nails, Laking Travel, Scotty's Restaurant, Michael and Marion's, Carlos Barbershop, Salon Rinaldi, Kensington's, Groovy Tuesday, Salon Status, Vintage Throne Barber, True Colors, 147 Dunlop, Hairscape, The North, The Legion, Tiff's, Hooligans, Youth Haven, and Carol's Hair. So quite a list there. So just thanks to everyone for their participation and their assistance with this effort, particularly Bernie Still and Bud Gooderham really took the lead on that. It was just a small amount, $50, but it's not going to change anybody's lives. But as we are moving into another lockdown, I think it's a perfect time for this initiative. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, President.
Thank you. And actually, I think it makes a big difference in people's lives. The fact that they're being remembered and, $50 either gets them a little bit of extra something that they wouldn't be able to have, or a little treat, or, just something there. So I think it is big in a small way. And let's see, we've got Wayne. You've got another last minute announcement. Lots of changes happening.
Thank you, President Deb, fellow Rotarians. And if we have any guests. Okay, so everybody's always asked about the ice fishing tournament. It was canceled, but what we're doing right now, next April the 8th, which is next Thursday, we're going to be doing a draw for $1,000. And that's going to be for all the people that had paid for the 2021 ice fishing tournament tickets. Then, okay, and that's being sponsored by Northern Plumbing. They're the ones who put up the money. So then that leads us now to the raffle, and it's all good. We've been battling this with all the COVID and the licensing of the lottery, but it looks like everything is a go for May 13th. It will be live at our Rotary meeting. Now, who knows what that means, if we're doing it from a boardroom or we're getting together, but we are going to be drawing 51 prizes. The prizes are anywhere from, there's like 3 $2,500 prizes, there's 3 $1,000, 4 $500s, and a whole bunch of hundreds and 150s, and they're either gift certificates or items. So what we're doing is the draw will be held, as I said, and it will be the tickets are $30 a piece. And I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, like right off the bat, we have Bell Canada, they are our title sponsor, and they're putting up a $2,500 fishing package. We have Sergeants, they're on board, and they're helping us pay for all these different prizes. We have even our own people in our club being our video specialists. we don't have it ready today, but there is a video to introduce the new mascot. And that's Lord Larry the Penguin. He's going to be the mascot for the ice fishing raffle and tournament going forth. And that person with his little gang or her gang in the back will be selling 50-50 tickets at next year's live on ice. We are rewarding the people that have stayed with us, and we will give anybody that's leaving their money in for next year's draw, we're going to give them a free pass into this year's raffle. Now, the only thing I've got left to do here, we have about 15 spots left in out of our, and what we're doing is we're trying to help out restaurants. So if you know of a restaurant that could use this that I don't already have on my list, we are buying gift certificates at $100 and we will pay $50 of it. The person, the firm or the restaurant gets their money in advance, and then the gift certificate's not handed out until the draw. So if there is somebody that qualifies in that area that's a restaurant, please just email me. I got to thank the people that are working with me. You can email to myself or Gary Kopp or John Laking. Our committee, sorry, Aaron, was larger in the beginning because we thought we were doing on ice. We shrunk it down to try and put this off or to pull it off. And then my whole sales team, if you're listening, you're going to be put back to work for next year's live on the ice event. Thank you, President Deb.
Thank you, Wayne. And Peter, you've got a special something for us?
Thanks, President Deb. I had lots of time to go through my Rotary memorabilia, and I came across a copy of the Beacon from 1965, and coincidentally, it was Wally Carruthers' copy of the Beacon. And just to sort of set the stage, the speaker that day was introduced by Charlie Wilson, and the speaker happened to be Peter Gill, who was a native of Aurelia, still is, and was field officer for the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority. In those days, we had about 76 club members, and they were pushing the Rotary radio auction at that time, and it was the radio auction at that time. Sunshine Cup, 5 cents a year for each year of your birthday, with a maximum of $2. When our fines went up to 25 cents, we just about had a mutiny on our hands. Basically, Woody Woodstock was a member of the club at the time. Woody was our first vet. He predated Greg McWatt. They were talking about makeups. In those days, we prided ourselves on physical makeups. We actually presented ourselves to different clubs. And that day was noted that 9 people made up in Aurelia. Nothing terribly unusual, but they all drove separate cars. So that shows the dedication of the club members in the early days. The assistant sergeant at arms was Abercrombie, and the club president at that time was Bob Williams. And when I look at the club membership of about 76 members, would anybody like to guess as to how many of those 76 members are still in the land of the living?
1, 3.
Jack Garner and myself. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox.
Thank you for sharing that. It's nice to have a little bit of history come back around and for us to learn. So that's awesome. And you better stay with us because we have lots of history to catch up on there, Peter.
I will hang in.
We have birthdays and anniversaries, unless I'm missing. Am I missing any announcement? There was a whole flurry the last few hours. I don't see any hands. I think I'm good. Oh, Wayne.
I just wanted to say, I apologize to Doug Bingley. Rock 95 and his other radio station, QFM, they're doing all the advertising and they're giving us a lot of radio spots for the 2-week campaign. Sorry, Doug.
Okay. So into birthdays and anniversaries, we do have a few. Gary Pearson, April 1st. Louise Jones, which I saw her on, April 3rd. Ron Dennis, April 4th, Mallory Steele, April 4th, and Kyle Campbell, April 5th. No anniversaries, but we do have one club anniversary, and that is Marta Ross at 6 years on April 2nd. And there we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear fellow. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, I love those. And Ian, I saw you appreciating that. So yeah, chuckling away like I did.
It's great, President Deb.
And thank you, Past President David, for that. We love it. Anybody else want to send something in? It just adds a little bit of personality to our meeting. So love to have it come in. And as you know, for birthdays, a contribution to polio, and for anniversaries, a contribution to the fight against COVID. And catch here, lots of stuff coming in. So SAA Eric.
Thanks, President Deb. And hello, everybody. How's it all going? I was reflecting today. I've got the SAA cut on today, and it doesn't fit the same way it did a year ago. I'm not sure if anybody else is having challenges with the fit of their clothes, but maybe it shrunk. Leather has a tendency to do that, right?
Absolutely.
No, I've got one right off the bat that we just can't let pass. Taylor, also known as Jean, if you can unmute, I did notice that, when you accepted your induction, there was no President Deb at the start of that. So that's a clear failing on behalf of your sponsor for not training you in the President Deb to start any public statement. Did you want to tell us how poorly you were trained by your sponsor?
I don't think Sue's here to defend herself, so I better hold off.
Well, maybe we could blame Trevor. Wouldn't that be fun? So
Oh,
he
that
was
works
right
too,
there
I
with
guess,
you
yeah.
and didn't call you on it. Trevor, you still around?
Yeah, I'm here. What am I getting blamed for?
Well, when Taylor was inducted, he did not start his remarks off with the President Deb. And so you and David Blenkarn were both there. You could have called him on it, could have given a bit of coaching during the induction process. It's pretty shoddy to leave a new Rotarian hanging like that.
No, I don't think so. Dave Porter told me that we didn't have to do that.
3 cheeseburgers.
Porter, you've been thrown under the bus. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't think I said that. We weren't actually at a meeting though, so it wasn't really President Deb because that was filmed yesterday. And we don't meet on Wednesdays.
Yeah, so I'm off the hook. I think it's Dave's fault.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Hey, Teresa, gotta make her shift tomorrow. I'm kidding. Of course you'll be there. Of course you will.
Dave Blenkarn, as the senior Rotarian in the room, did you give any coaching to Taylor before that induction? You'll have to unmute.
Oh, unmute, David.
There we
There you
go.
are. Yeah.
Yes, well, it was definitely not a Rotary meeting. However, we were sort of had enough other things on our plate, getting used to all the different complications with regard to doing an induction, keeping your distance and all those kinds of things. And it certainly wasn't a Rotary meeting, but President Deb was there encouraging everybody on. So I think we owe her a thanks of gratitude. But and she organized the whole thing. So we just had other things on our mind. If it had crossed my mind, I would have suggested it, because I think I was failing in the same thing. If the truth be known, I didn't, in part of my remarks, say thank you, President Deb, but President Deb was supposed to introduce me too. So it's a real conflict.
President Deb, what do you want to do with that? To my mind, president's a president all year long. It doesn't really matter if we're in meeting or not, if we're doing Rotary business. What do you think? I see a lot of passing to the buck, not a lot of ownership.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I will give past President Dave credit. I did not do the introduction the way I had intended today. So sorry about that. I will try to make that up. But yeah, I think, Taylor's got his name on his gene. That really throws everything off for people. I think there's a lot happening here, but for the first day, like his very first day, I think we'll give him a break, but I think he's been introduced to what an SAA can do and how much trouble he can get into. So welcome to the club, Taylor.
Yes, thank you.
And it'll be so nice to deflect onto his sponsor for 6 months. So we'll look forward to getting you in hot water more frequently in the next 6 months.
Yes, and not to pick on David Porter either. So he's been doing us a big favor with all this. So I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
And it is appreciated.
Secretary Jeff, how about you throw up a picture of Scotty Elliott? Scotty, if you're online, why don't you unmute?
Get my mouse in the right spot. Yep. Oh, what's
You're
that?
in the right place. And Jeff, you got that?
Oh, I have one Frosty from Wendy's in Rotary in a year, and I'm caught.
Well, when I see like a red cup like that, I'm assuming red Solo cup. So I'm assuming that it's got like a frozen daiquiri or something in it. So yeah, what were you sipping away at there from that red cup?
Well, that was as you know, Wendy's is just across from my office, so I did a quick spear over there. That's a large chocolate Frosty. They were really good. I'm sorry, I couldn't put it down.
Well, gee, that's got to be a real kick in the head to Trevor and the McDonald's brand online. But I don't know, President Deb, it looked like a tasty beverage. But so I don't know if there's a fine in order. But I did like seeing the red Solo cup, what I thought was a red Solo cup on the air.
Well, given that we just went through this whole President Deb thing, and he's been in the club a while, so it's not like Taylor is new. We're training him, but he's experienced and should know that as well. He went to Wendy's, so I really don't know how Trevor would feel about that. We really should be over to McDonald's, so that's a double doozy, SAA Eric.
Very nice. What's the price of a Frosty these days, especially the large ones, Scott?
President Deb, my apologies again for not recognizing you. Trevor, I'm so sorry. It just happens that we leased that store out to them, and it's very close by. If I could suggest a fine for actually 2 cheeseburgers and 2 quarter pounders with cheese. If that would be appropriate, that would be good.
I think that's a very good start, and maybe take the family there, or some of the staff, and make it a whole party.
I think I can arrange that with Brendan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, because that was advertising for Trevor, so I think he should toss in $2 for advertising.
All right, good deal. Thanks for all that. I've got something on Brandon too that I'll come back to him when he's back next week. Okay, Secretary Jeff, why don't we go to the next slide in the deck? Sorry, I'm working 2 screens here. So I've been doing a lot of focus on the Chamber of Commerce lately, but they've been pretty busy. And there's a fair bit on our line right now that we need to talk about. So here's Mr. Tuckey, all dressed up, someplace to go. Todd, do you want to tell us what you were up to last week?
Yeah, it was the annual Chamber Business Awards, which there was quite a few people in our Rotary Club that were fortunate enough to be nominated for it. There were even some winners in there that I'm sure would love to pay a fine.
I think we'll be coming around to them in no time at all.
Sure.
So this is good. And Todd was supposed to be our program today around Kempenfeld, but suddenly there's not a lot to talk about Kempenfeld. Any quickie
Kempenfeld's a
update on
bay.
that? Sorry, what missed you?
Kempenfeld is a bay. You mean Kempenfest, the event?
Kempenfest, that's
a
the one.
fine. That's a fine for you not knowing what the event is.
For inappropriate branding. So yeah, so you're not a program today, and the Kempenfest isn't a program either this year?
No, sir, it's not, unfortunately, but next year will be the 50th anniversary. It'll be bigger and better. We know we have some grants and things coming in. We've been working with our MPPs, our MPs. They've been great. You know, outside of COVID and all the other crap going on in the world, they've been great to help us rejuvenate and reinvigorate into this event for next year. So bigger and better than ever.
All right, well, thanks. So that is your program for today, but you're not off the hook, folks. We're gonna put you all to work. All right, Secretary Jeff, let's go to the next slide. And Mallory and RF, you might want to come off mute. So here we go. As Todd said, there's a couple of folks that ended up on the screen as well last week. You know, and here we got a few folks. We've got Mallory and RF in the upper corner, and we got Rory down below. So, you know, what were you guys doing on screen? Mallory and RF, let's go to you.
Well, RF ditched me because he was afraid of this coming up, I guess. We won the Growth Award at that very chamber event. And if there's something coming my way, I'd like to blame Rory. I think you should pull him up.
I'm wondering if is Rory on the line? I didn't. Oh, yeah, he is. Rory, do you want to unmute, please?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, Eric?
Yep, you're on. So it sounds like Mallory wants to throw you under the bus.
Well, if
I
Rory
think she
didn't
should.
sponsor it, it wouldn't exist. So I think it's Rory's fault.
Yeah, I mean, we've sponsored it since day one, so I think it's important that you know, we be proud for the Rotarian for winning. And if I have to pay a fine, President Deb, I think I'd be happy to do so. Congratulations, Mallory. Well done.
That was almost too easy. Thanks, Rory.
So how did it feel being on air and getting your award virtually?
Well, SAA Eric and President Deb, since nobody else is addressing them, I may as well start doing that. Actually, do we have a second for a small story? Arf's not here, so I'll take his time. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It was pretty funny because we haven't seen very many people this past year. We've been living in the office and working nonstop and losing a lot of sleep. But the night of the award was really funny because we were watching it at Arf's place, and you can see out the window, they're doing the countdown for, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're about to announce the winner. And you see somebody walking towards the door, 5. So we're doing the countdown. They're about to walk in. They walk in the door. This person we haven't seen in about a year. Hey, what's going on? We yell, shut up, and go, oh my God, we just won. It was just the timing was really funny. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, with RF missing from the screen here, and President Deb, what do you want to do with Rotarians showing well in the community?
Well, definitely if they're showing well, they're doing well. I think $5, and I think this is almost like a $5 day for everyone who's not addressing president.
Yeah, we got to take that up a notch.
Yeah, way too many.
That seems pretty darn reasonable. All right, so how about we can definitely tap on RF and Mallory and Rory there. Rory, just like, where are you hanging out today? It looked like a different background than usual.
One more. Groovy Tuesdays. I'm off today, and
nice.
Brandon was supposed to be here, but he had to be away. So nice to hear Scott Elliott step up. A little something happened earlier this week where Scott Elliott stepped up for the fun run. Thank you for that, Scott. Brandon, if you're watching this one day, this is happening right now.
It was nice to see that beer hit the desk just as we checked in on you. That was pretty cool. So President Deb, clearly Rory's having a good Rotary lunch meeting.
He is, yes.
Okay, let's go to the next slide in the deck there. Jacqueline, you might want to come off. Now, unfortunately, this the photo on this Barristan Law piece is not Jacqueline. We got stuck with a Rotarian for the Huronia Club, Doug Moody, on this in this particular photo. But Jacqueline, Barristan, I believe, had Employer of the Year award. Can you vouch for your employer?
Good afternoon, President Deb, SAA Eric,
Ooh.
fellow Rotarians. I can. It is my absolute privilege to work for a firm that has won that award. However, I do think that someone stands to gain more from my employment than I do. And that someone happens to be the president of the very chamber that gave the award. So I think maybe we could, I'll happily pay a fine, but I think maybe we get a dual fine out of this one.
Seems pretty reasonable, President Deb. What do you think?
Yeah, and I love it that he's on mute.
For once.
Not anymore. Not anymore. You know what? I'm her dad. I've paid enough in life. I think it's Marco's turn as the ED. Or Grandpa's turn. Grandpa's sitting at home trying to figure out what to do with all his money. Grandpa could pay.
President Depp, I think it definitely needs to go to the more senior in the Tucky clan, and certainly the most intelligent of the bunch. Although Jacqueline is a close second, I think. But yeah, that fine should definitely be going upwards for sure.
Right to
I'd be happy to pay the $5 fine.
Grandpa Peter is offering to pay the fine.
I'm not sure if $5 is enough, though. I'm thinking more like maybe 100. I don't know, something like that.
What have you been smoking in your retirement?
Well, SAA Eric, I'm going to jump in because, luckily, like Jacqueline was awesome. She addressed President Deb, right off the bat, unlike the other three. So I think all three of the other ones should pay $10.
That seems pretty reasonable. Clearly, Jacqueline has been trained by her former generations, but they seem to have forgotten what they taught her.
Yeah. And plus, we haven't really fined Todd in a while, so that's always fun.
It's been like 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So just for clarification, remember I was supposed to buy lottery tickets for the club?
Yes.
Well, my mind left me and I gapped it, but I did buy them Monday of this week for the club. I sent them to Jeff to distribute to the club, which I haven't seen. Maybe they went, but I also have not checked them yet to see if we're winners. So I'll do that later today.
Okay.
Good deal.
We'll wait your phone call.
Okay.
All right, President Deb, Secretary Jeff, why don't we go to the next slide? Mike Gruby might want to come off. I did see Mike on earlier. Oh, sorry, wait a sec. Next one is not Mike. Next one is Carrie, if she's on. Did I see Carrie today?
She was on.
Yeah.
She was enjoying her lunch.
Oh, sorry. Kaylee was what I was looking for. I don't see Kaylee.
Kaylee is here.
Oh, you are here. There you are. Hi, Kaylee. Yeah, so here you are on a screen. Tell us a little bit about that and what your experience was like.
Well, President Deb and Sergeant at Arms Eric, we are, of course, very happy to be a repeating sponsor this year. But we were unfortunately one of the early sponsors in the event, and they didn't let me turn my microphone my microphone on. So we weren't actually allowed to say anything, but maybe that was a good thing. But we were very happy to be back, and certainly congratulations to our award winner.
Yeah, President Deb, we actually got Kaylee mixed up with Arif, and we didn't want to take up the whole, hour and a half for the award. So that was our fault. I apologize, Kaylee.
What do you think there, President Deb? We got a lovely sponsor doing some great things in the community, apparently shunned by the chamber in this case. So,
well, he did say President Deb, so he's off the hook. But this whole chamber thing and sponsored, I think Paul's in for another $2.
They just keep coming at you, Paul. It's good.
All right, not a problem.
And
all right.
To get a mic.
Yeah, I'm having some issues with my mic today, but I can't reset it. Then I'd have to leave, and you wouldn't have anybody to find.
Okay, well, I'll just show. Here's what you need to get.
It's nice. All right, Jeff, let's go to the next one. Now it's Mike Rubin. So now we get Mike up here as a sponsor for TD. Mike, I saw you on the line earlier. Are you still around to answer to this one?
Hi, Eric, President Deb, Eric, and fellow Rotarians and guests. Yeah, I'm still here. So we were quite pleased and have been pleased to be able to sponsor the Chamber Awards. We've been an annual sponsor for the Chamber for a number of years. So it's really great to see all the great business that's going on with entrepreneurs in the community, especially over the past year. So really, really happy and pleased to be able to do that. I would say though, as part of let's pile on Paul at this point in time, I have to say we're pre-taping some of our announcements for the Chamber Awards, and I was all lined up to do my taping and then get on to another appointment. But Paul was taking so long, having to do so many retakes of his taping, that I actually was late for another subsequent appointment with a client. So, you know, maybe we could throw a fine to Paul for embarrassing me waiting, you know, for late to my next appointment just because of his so many retakes.
President Deb, I'd like to initiate the four-way test here because I get a funny feeling that he has me confused with Tucky. I know we're a similar shape, but there's a definite height difference there. So I think maybe we should be going there.
Well, you know what? You're trying to throw Todd under the bus. Poor Todd's gone to, you know, an iPhone, you know, he's even clicked off. So I'm almost thinking $2 each again there.
Just keep tagging them up. This is good.
All right.
Thanks for that, Mike. Oh, by the way, Mike, I noticed you dressed very differently for your gig as a sponsor than you did for Rotary. You know, is there a Rotary etiquette around wearing a hat while addressing the president? I'm not sure. Maybe past president, past DG Peter would have an etiquette call on wearing a hat while addressing the president.
Well, I haven't seen a rule like that, although I am wearing the hat that Adam Smith gave us all when we sponsored the lunch a few weeks ago. So if there's any kudos to that.
What do you think, Peter?
Refer to Paul's mother. Didn't your mother ever tell you to take the hat off in the house?
However, hats have become a pretty important COVID accessory depending on the state of Mike's current hairdress.
Correct.
All right, sorry,
seeing,
President Deb.
I'm seeing that it's a hooligans advertisement. It's in the chat.
The fine should go to Adam.
Well, I do think we had a lot of winners, SA, Eric.
We do indeed. And I got one more still on the tag here. And this is a rare one, a rare sighting of the long lost Rotarian Doug Bingley. Doug, if you want to come off the line, you know, what's interesting in this one is that while Doug and Central Ontario Broadcasting were the winners, he sent a stud double. And clearly Dave Carr looks a lot like Doug. Doug, do you want to come on the screen and show us just how similar you and Dave look?
Well, when do I address President Deb, by the way?
It would have been about 20 seconds ago.
Oh, I just want to say that was actually me. Okay, now this is the sad one. This is the came out of the swamp version. I could use a touch of a haircut at the moment. So anyway, nice to see you, President Arlett. You lose time with this COVID.
Well, good to see you, Doug. It was nice to have you come in for this opportunity. Tell us a little bit about why Central Ontario Broadcasting won an award at the Barrie Chamber Awards.
Well, we early in the pandemic, we realized that there were a lot of companies hurting and they needed advertising, and that's something that we provide. So we put together $1 million COVID economic recovery program, and we gave advertising to hundreds of companies as well as nonprofits to support them through the period. So that's what we received the award for.
That's a pretty nice story. What do you think, President Deb?
Well, I think there's been a lot of really nice stories. I think, you know, all the winners should pay $100.
You know, that seems darn reasonable. That sounds great.
Well,
Absolutely.
a little message to Taylor. Did they mention the size of the fines to you? And I would point out that you've already taken the blood oath, so it's too late to back out now. But now you see, the other shoes drop. Now you see how it really happens going forward. So welcome,
Yes.
Taylor.
Definitely some buyer's remorse right now.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Sure, why not? Can I send it by check? Yes, I'm fine with that.
And the other winners? Oh, they're all staying quiet.
I didn't say they were fine with that. I just said I was fine with that.
Is there some sort of an appeal process involved?
I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't mean to throw you guys under the bus. So, President Deb, I think you should determine an appropriate fine for everyone else. And this sucker Doug's going to pay $100 just cut.
Okay.
So Jacqueline was seeking an appeal process. Jacqueline, what's your thinking there?
That's a good question, SAA, Eric. I hadn't really gotten that far. I'm open to suggestions, though.
You got a little bit of moral outrage on this kind of hit?
Oh, I've got representation, apparently, if you'll check the comments section. Thanks, Dave Thompson. Throw anything at us. We're ready to go.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that, you know, the chat's going. That's great. But no, I think, you know, Doug's willing to cough up the $100. I think everybody else is good with what their fine was set before.
A little touch of April Fool's there on trying to get a spark of interest on that, Deb?
Yeah, we tried.
So did you? So it is April Fool's Day. And I'm taking a look at the time here. We are going to go to breakouts, and they won't be long ones at this point. But there was one little April Fool's thing I wanted to show. Jeff, do you have that video queued up?
Excuse me, President Deb, after 12 o'clock noon, April Fool's is invalid.
Are you suggesting you'd like to pay the $100 fine?
Oh, Jacqueline, I like you. Next time I get a lawyer, I'm coming.
Okay, we do not have that video on hand. So let's go to the poll on that one. I'm glad you mentioned that, President past EG. So here's the poll on April Fool's, because this is a debatable topic. So what's the vision here? So do you believe April Fool's ends at noon, or nope, it's called April Fool's Day for a reason? Okay, I'm going to end the polling, and oh, there we go. We've got 58% say that it's April Fool's Day, not morning. There is actually debate on this worldwide around April Fool's Day and how it's interpreted. So clearly, our Rotary Club believes that April Fool's Day is an all-day thing. So we'll just put that one to bed, past President Peter. Okay, President Deb, I think I am done with the SAA portion of the meeting. I had a couple of other things, but we've kind of used up that time, so I might come back to them at a future date. So we were with the absence of a program, we have talked a lot about vocations today, and we had a vocational talk last week. So what I'd like to assign today is when you go into your breakouts, we're going to keep them fairly small. Jeff's going to send you off to those in a few minutes. So why don't you do a micro classification within the group that you're with? Just reintroduce yourself. Maybe talk about what your original classification was if you've been around for a while, and how that may have changed over the years, and just a little bit about who you are and what you're doing currently. So micro classification, go around the room. And let's take those off to breakouts. And feel free to leave from the breakouts at 1:30. President Deb, did you want to do your closing remarks before we head out to breakout?
Sure. Then everybody can just either stay on as long as they want and chat, which is great. It's nice to have some fellowship. And that's a big part of what President Deb's Stronger Together Inspired Moment is all about. It's about being present in Rotary. And a big ask that I have of all of you, to call a fellow Rotarian who you've not spoken to in a while, someone you may not have seen on Zoom for a while, give them a call, say hi, just let them know that that it's noticed, that they're missed. You know, it's always nice to have a hello and just a chat. And it's just nice to hear from our fellow Rotarians. So that's really nice. And I do have, Easter is coming. It is this weekend. So our club used to do really bad jokes and groan, and that was a together inspired moment. So I've got one for all of you. So a fellow Rotarian is driving along a highway and sees a rabbit jump out across the middle of the road. He swerves to avoid hitting it, but unfortunately the rabbit jumps in front of the car. The driver, a sensitive Rotarian as well as an animal lover, pulls over and gets out to see what has become of the rabbit. Much to his dismay, the rabbit is the Easter Bunny and he is dead. The driver feels so awful, he begins to cry. A beautiful female Rotarian driving down the highway sees her fellow Rotarian crying on the side of the road and pulls over. She steps out of the car and asks him, "What's wrong?" "I feel terrible," he explains. "I accidentally hit the Easter Bunny with my car and killed him." The beautiful Rotarian says, "Don't worry." She runs to her car and pulls out a spray can. She walks over to the limp, dead Easter Bunny, bends down and sprays the contents into him. The Easter Bunny jumps up. Contents onto him. The Easter Bunny jumps up, waves its paw at the two of them and hops off down the road. 10 feet away, he stops, turns around and waves again until he hops out of sight. The man is astonished. He runs over to the woman and demands, "What is in that can? What did you spray on the Easter Bunny?" The woman turns the can around so he can read the label. Everybody in suspense here. I can't really tell. It's really quiet. The can says, "Hairspray, restores life to dead hair and adds permanent wave." So that is our happy Easter bit. And Dave, yeah, but you can't spoil all my fun. So we're off to breakout rooms and enjoy and yeah, have some fellowship and enjoy.
You going to ring us out?
I will ring us out and yeah, enjoy.
Happy Easter, President Deb.
Happy Easter all.
We do have the breakout rooms for added fun.